Hey there everybody, it's Missy. Thanks for joining me again today. I'm back with a new layout. This one is for the Hip Kit Club and it's my first layout using the new July kits. And this paper right away, I had to use it. There was no question. Irit Landgraf designed this and it is so gorgeous. And so I knew right away that was my inspiration for my first page. And so I went through all the Project Life cards and picked out a few that I thought coordinated really well. And I went through all of the embellishments. Now here's the picture I'm going to use. It's an island picture of me and my husband, and I'll talk about that later. But I want to show you a couple of the exclusive things that are in the kit. Look at these puffy stickers. Look at those pineapples. They are so, so cute. You get a whole sheet of these really fun, thin epoxy stickers, and then 2 sheets of exclusive chipboard. So you're not going to get these products anywhere else. These are exclusive to Hip Kit. And these alphas, a stunning blue color. I love that font. Everything is so summery and bright and just my favorite. I really struggled with what pieces to use. I mean, I picked things out that matched, but once I got going and looking at the embellishments, I was like, I want to use every single piece because everything goes so well together. So now I tore that paper by Irit in half because I didn't want to use the entire thing. And so I'm going to back it onto some white cardstock. And I'm going to do most of the work at this point on the left side. I'm going to kind of put my picture sort of on top of it, but also kind of overlapping the white. And so I'm going to do a little bit of mixed media. So I'm going to add some white gesso first because I am going to come in with some watercolor. And I want to make sure my paper is protected. And then I put a little extra over here on the left so you can see I've kind of got a little bit of white space going for where my picture is going to go. And if you've seen the new cut files for this month, then you've seen these awesome flamingos. I was so excited to see the flamingos. I just had to use one. So I expanded this one really big and cut it on some white cardstock. And I'm using the Shimmers Vibes that we got in the color kit this month. This one's called Sweetheart. And I'm just, you know, kind of spraying it in a messy fashion. I wasn't really trying to make it look perfect. I wanted it to look kind of spritzed and smudged. So I just sprayed it and then smudged a little bit with my fingers. And I couldn't even wait for it to dry. I had to peel it right off and just use it. Yeah, I just got carried away on this layout because I was so excited about everything. It was just, everything was so pretty. I'll try to stop saying that because clearly you can see it and you know how pretty it is. So I want to use that big flamingo, and I, you know, kind of go back and forth. Do I want it completely under the picture? Do I want it a little bit to the right? So I'm going to play around with the placement of everything, but I am going to fussy cut this little flamingo out. I love that it's a darker pink. Very, very cute. I wish I had about 50 of those, but I'm going to use that flamingo on the left side. Now the Project Life cards that I picked out, the blue and the yellow stripe, I'm going to use as layers behind the picture. So now what I want to do is add some blue to the right on the white part of the layout, because I've got the big pink flamingo and then I've got all the blue in the picture, but there's going to be some separation between it. And so I felt like blue was a good color to add to the right. Plus it reminds me of the water in the picture. And so this is Jenny B Blue, and it is a Shimmers Vibes that we got, gosh, probably a year ago at least, in one of the color kits, and I use it frequently. It's one of my go-to blue colors. And I like how you can see it through the flamingo. I'm coming back in with some of the vibes over on the left, so you can see that kind of peeking out from behind the photo there. And this is one of my favorite pink colors, actually, is the Sweetheart. It's just a very, very pretty summery pink, and it just tends to match a lot of things that I use, and it matches this collection in this kit perfectly. That orange color that I just used is also in the color kit this month. It's called Sunset Strip, and it's also a Shimmers Vibes. And I didn't add any tissue paper for this layout. I don't know, I just didn't. I didn't feel like it needed it. I wanted the yellow and the blue Project Life cards to really show around the edges, and then that pink flamingo is going to go there on the left. So here comes the hard part, is sorting through all of these gorgeous embellishments and trying to decide which ones to use, because everything matches. Everything looks so good. And I do use this little, it's almost an ombre from orange to a golden yellow frame, and I'm going to tuck it under for a pop of that orange color. And then I'm going to use several of the florals. I thought I would decorate the flamingo. I know flamingos don't have flowers on their backs, but it just kind of looked like a good spot to add some flowers. And so I'm going to start to glue things down so I know that that frame is going to stay put, and I can kind of move that whole thing as one unit. And I'm going to go ahead and glue down the flamingo because I know that is going to stay there. And I situated the flamingo to where he was facing the left, so it looks kind of like he's looking down on the photo, because I'm going to tuck the edge of the picture there underneath his beak. So I'm going to add a little bit of thread underneath that chipboard flower there for a pop of that darker blue that is in the pattern paper. And the chipboard is adhesive, and it does have a really good stick on the back, but whenever you use gesso, or I've got the thread under there and the ink, things tend to not want to stick very well, and so I just made sure it was going to stick by adding some glue. Now this is a little Amy Tan clear stickers and so many cute things. Again, there's really fun florals, and there's flamingos and palm trees. So I just try to play around with a couple. The problem with the clear stickers, well, it's not a problem with the stickers, but it's best if you stick them on white. And I was trying to stick them on top of the blue ink, and it totally changes the color. And so it didn't look as vibrant as I thought it would. So I go for those matte gold flowers, and so I used 2 of those. Now I had a hard time getting into the exclusive wood veneer because they are very sticky, which is a good thing. There's plenty of sticky on the back. I'm going to use that hot pink flower, and I almost used the camera. I just didn't want to cover up the blue water in the photo, and I didn't really have a good spot for it. These are Echo Park brads and little sticky chipboard pieces. And the puppy stickers. I am going to use a couple of those little pineapples once I get my title down. And these epoxy stickers, they're really thin and you can bend them really easily. I really like the quality of those, and they're very sticky as well. Now, one thing, I wanted to stay away from anything black as far as embellishments go. I wanted to keep this light and sunny. And so I think the only thing I add that's black is my journaling at the end. That's also blue thread like I did over there on the right where the flowers are. And then this is from the Amy Tangerine On a Whim embellishment die cut pack. And it is a foiled pink flower. And I wanted to use that chipboard ice cream cone, but I wound up not using it because, you know, I mean, it definitely goes with a summer themed layout, but I just wound up not using it. So I'm going to tuck in a couple of more little gold elements here and there, just since I've got a few things going that's gold. I'm going to add a little bit more. And I almost forgot to take the sticky off that frame before I stuck it down. And like I said before, I'm going to go ahead and add some glue just to make sure it's going to stick, because it's going on top of gesso. And when gesso dries, it can be a little bit gritty, and so I think that's why it repels sticky stickers. One more spot with thread there just to make it even. And I'm going to add one more flower. I didn't want to cover up too much of the flamingo. I mean, it was designed to be a background element for this layout, and so I knew some of it was going to get covered up, but I didn't want to cover up too much more of it. Yeah, I just really was wowed. Kim Watson and Kimberly Hutchinson, who owns Hip Kits, together designed these elements, and Eric designed 2 of the papers, and they just really outdid themselves. I know Kim and Kimberly have been designing exclusives for a long time, and they always do a great job, and it just seems like every month it gets better and better. And this month is, I think, based on my experience, and I've been on the design team for a couple years, this is the most exclusives we've had, I think, since Christmas kits. And I just really, really love it all. I'm going to use this word summer, and that's from the exclusive wood veneer. And technically, it was December in this picture because we went to St. Martin right after Christmas of 2015. And it was the week after Christmas, but before New Year's. And of course, in the Caribbean, it's summer all the time. And we took a day trip to Anguilla. Anguilla? I'm probably saying it wrong. I always say it wrong. We took a ferry over there, and that's where this is. And it was just amazing, gorgeous. And so my title is just kind of a couple of random things. I've got the word summer, let's go places, and then I'm going to put Anguilla using these exclusive blue alphas. And so, you know, it's got a couple of titles, I guess you could say. I just wanted to document where we were, and I wanted to use those blue alphas because they match the blue in that paper perfectly. And just to add a pop of that orangey yellow color, I'm going to add a little bit of thread right there underneath the open spot, underneath the leg of the flamingo. And then I'm going to glue down the alphas again just to make sure they stick. And I'm using the Scotch tacky glue in my fine liner bottle. I get asked almost every video what glue I'm using in there, and I get that at Michael's. And I've never had a problem with it in my fine liner bottle. It works great. So I'm going to tuck in a couple of wood veneer flowers. Since I've already got the flower thing going, I thought I would just add a little bit more. And a little heart on top of those pineapples. And I really like how this turned out. I think it really, you know, kind of encompasses the idea of summer and what we were doing and just hanging out on the beach that day. And I think the colors really complement the photo, and I love how the flamingos kind of face in toward the photos, because if you know me, you know I'm pretty OCD about where my photos go based on where the people are looking. And I'm kind of that way about the embellishments too. I wanted the flamingos looking in towards the photo instead of facing out. Now the video's almost over. I angled my lines for journaling at first and I didn't like it, so I erased it and made them straight and wrote a little bit of journaling, added the date, and then another gold heart sticker at the top and the bottom. And that's the final layout. I hope you guys like this. I am obsessed with these colors. I sound like a broken record. I say that almost every video, but it's true. These colors are just outstanding this month. So I cannot wait to see what you guys create with these. So keep uploading to the forum so we can ooh and ah over them, because it's impossible to create something bad with these products. You did a great job putting these together. So let me know if you have any questions about any of the products or the kits or anything about hip kits. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching and have a great week.